Hello, my name is Chen Yang. I'm the leader of Group 4. This is our group member, Wang Penyang, Wu Cenyu, Wu Tao, and Sang Linbo. This is our presentation title, The Factors for the Diversity of Food in Malaysia. Here is our research contents. It contains the introduction. The next is research objectives. The third is demography. And the fourth is research findings. It contains the overall mind map and the research findings. And the last one is conclusion. I will start first with the introduction. Malaysia's food diversity, shaped by its rich cultural mix and historical trade route, serves as a global symbol of cultural identity. It is influenced by social, cultural, religions, economic, political, and the psychological factors. This diversity encounters both challenges and opportunities in the context of globalization and urbanization. This study examines how these elements affect Malaysians' culinary traditions in a rapidly modernizing world. The second is research objective. Our objective is mainly to explore the factors for the diversity of food in Malaysia. The third is demography. Here is the demography of our informants. Our informants contains 2 Malays and 2 Malaysian Indians and 1 Malaysian Chinese. This slide contains the gender, age, ethnic group, religions, marital status, level of education of our informants. The next is research findings. It will introduced by our group member Wu Cenyu.
The next chapter contains the results of the study. Let's kick things off with the overall map, as the visual representation captures a broad spectrum of influences on Malaysia. As food diversity, at the center you see how social, cultural, religious, economic, political, and psychological factors interlink, each feeding into the other. This line map isn't just a pretty diagram. It's the backbone of our analysis, showing how interconnected and dynamic the landscape of Malaysian cuisine really is. By understanding this, we can appreciate the complexity and richness of what we eat and why we eat. Diving deeper into social factors, let's look at how our social environment shapes our food choices, highlighted through family, peer influence, and social media. Starting with the family, as Fatah mentions, family food habits are crucial in developing our own food preferences, such as his love for traditional dishes and home-cooked meals. This is a classic example of family acting as a primary agent of culinary transmission, supporting Lindsay's theory of habitus, where our home environment shapes our tastes and eating habits. Next, peer influence. Both Fatah and Nero talk about how friends play a significant role in introducing them to new cuisines, pushing the boundaries of their culinary experiences. In Malaysia's diverse society, these interactions often lead to cross-cultural culinary exchanges, enhancing our collective food landscape. Lastly, social media, as highlighted by Hang Xing and Nuro, acts as a catalyst for culinary discovery and diversity. It's not just about seeing food, it's about experiencing global trends and local innovations virtually, which then influences our real-world choices. These platforms are turning into virtual marketplaces where ideas and flavors meet, broadening our culinary horizons, as noted by Rini et al. Turning to cultural factors, we see how deeply embedded food is within our cultural identity. Bata and Rajesh remind us that traditional cuisines are more than food, they are a lifeline to our heritage. As highlighted by Chin and Ahmad, Malaysia's multi-ethnic makeup fosters a dynamic food culture where traditional foods are not just maintained but celebrated. Festivals play a critical role here, with Firdaus and Nura describing how traditional foods like rendang during Hari Raya and miracle during Deepavali are central to these celebrations. Mahadi et al. Emphasize that such occasions are vital for fostering social cohesion through shared culinary practices. Lastly, the adaptation of foreign cuisines, as discussed by Hangxin and Firdaus, shows our innovative approach to integrating global food trends into the local context. This blending of cuisines A form of globalization, as Robert Song describes, not only keeps our culinary practices exciting but also ensures they evolve with global influences while retaining local flavors.
Okay, for my part is religions factors. Religion has a strong influence on what Malaysians eat. About the religion factors, first one is dietary restrictions. People follow the food rules of their religions. For example, Muslims eat halal foods and avoid pork and alcohols. Hindus don't eat beef and some are vegetarians. These rules make sure that food fits their beliefs. Next page. Uh, the next page is religious celebrations. Food is also very important during festivals. During Raja, Muslims enjoy dishes like renda and captate for deep valley. Hindus make sweet treats like muruku and laddu. During Chinese New Year, people eat symbolic dishes like Ye Sang. These foods are not just meals; they are part of the celebrations and bring families together. Next page. About the fasting. Fasting, like during Ramadan for Muslims, affects eating habits. People eat simple meals like dates after fasting. This helps them be mindful and grateful for foods. Okay, next page. About the economic factors, religions has a strong influence on what Malaysians eat, and the first one is income levels. People with more money can buy expensive foods like seafood or important fruits. People with less money often choose cheaper options like rice, vegetables, and the local foods. Next page. About the um, economic crisis. During hard times, like when food prices go up, people look for cheaper alternatives and they might buy local ingredients for eat more simple meals. This shows how Malaysians adapt to challenges while still enjoy their foods. Next page. About the food price rising price make people focus on affordable food. For example, Malaysians street food like nasi lemak or kawit timo is delicious, affordably and loved by everyone. So next page.
Okay, this part is of mine. I'm a Sanibo. I will introduce the political factors. Okay, next one. The first reason, police can influence food supply and price set by FATA. And Rafa said, support for local farmers and fair pricing ensures a stable supply of fresh produce, benefiting consumers like me. According to these two people said, we findings this statement highlight the government's role in promoting local food production and setting market balance. So our discussion is according to Rasmus and Senior 2019 government inventions in agriculture stability and import regulations directly impact food availability and diversity. Okay, next. The second reason is food imports and exports. Hongxin said, import food add different flavors and cultural experience to my table, but high traffic and complex regulations increase costs, limiting access. Fradio says, I'd eat more local people if imports were limited. So we found that suggest that relative import police can promote local consumption but may reduce variety. Our discussion is 2023 explored the relationship between political arguments and food diversity in Malaysia, concluding that supportive place for local farmers enhance market relevance while some limited reducing differences on imports. Okay, next one. The third reason is food safety regulations. Narrow side, food safety is very important, so that food won't affect my health. And the right side, I greatly trust the local standards, but remain cultural about street food, Highland, and packing greatly. So we found that these common donations, the effectiveness of food safety plays in enforcing public confidence while highlighting areas of improvement. Our discussion is submitting 2013 established the importance of regulation frameworks in ensuring food safety and quality, enhanced by the informants. Okay, next one. The next part is about the physiological factors. Okay, next. The first reason is emotionality. I eat sweet or fried food when I feel stressed, Fata said. Redaksha said, stress makes me cover heavy or fresh food. Hunshan said, I regularly macaroni and cheese as comforting. It reminds me of my childhood and makes me feel warm and comfortable. So we find in the emotional eating is deeply tied to individual coping mechanisms and cultural preference. Our discussion is the finding a legend with serious that emotional eating serves a coping mechanism during stress. 2020. Okay, next one. The second reason is healthy completeness. I look for foods that are less oily and sugary. Fata said, my appreciation of health make me view Spanish and blueberries as very healthy, so I try to enhance them in my daily regularly. Hongxing. So we findings Malaysians are gradually shifting towards healthy opinions, including organic produced virgin meals and dishes prepared with less sugar or oil. So our discussion is informing efforts to balance taste and healthy replicates broader shift towards sustainable eating practice as noticed by Limited 2024. Okay, next one. And the last reason is food habits and childhood experience. Childhood snacks like pizza and goring are still my favorite, but that said, Richardson says, food like Saprata with curry remind me of weekend breakfast with my family. We found stress conditions destroyed how earlier experience to certain flavor and eating patterns impacts lifelong food preference. So our discussion is childhood experiences discussed by the Blitzky in 1991. So from the foundation of lifelong food habits. Okay, next.
Well, this part is about the conclusion. This study explores the factors contributing to Malaysia's rich food diversity, examining social, cultural, religious, economic, political, and psychological dimensions through interviews with individuals from various ethnic groups. Key findings include: first one, family traditions preserve recipes. Their interactions encourages cross-cultural culinary appreciation, and social media introduces global food trends while promoting local dishes. The second, the coexistence of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and indigenous cuisines creates a unique culinary tapestry that adapts global influence while creating cultural authenticity. The third one, dietary restrictions, halal certification, and festival dishes strengthen inclusive and inter-religious harmony. The fourth one, income levels, food price, and economic releases shape food accessibility and culinary identity, with vibrant street food reflecting affordability. The fifth is the halal certification, food safety regulations, and trade policies balance local traditions and foreign influence. The last one is emotional eating, health consciousness, and childhood food experiences sustain culinary heritage and emotional connections. So food diversity in Malaysia serves as a microcosm of its multicultural society. It bridges cultural gaps, fosters social harmony, and highlights the adaptability of traditional practice in a globalized world. That's all. Thank you.